Okay, good morning, everybody. It's day 38. I'm being a little quiet because there's people sleeping, not in the shelter behind me, but just out behind the shelter. And there's this huge group of kids that are getting ready to start college, and the college sends them out here, I guess, and as a bonding experience. And there's I think there's 8 or 10, group of 8 or 10. It's a good ratio for the guys. There's like 2 guys and 6 girls or something like that. But they go to Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts, and they're spread out all over these woods. They said I'm going to run into another group today. I think they're like a school of about 2,000 kids, and this is their freshman orientation as they go out into the woods and camp for 3 days. But the shelter's pretty cool. I built this awesome fire last night out here, and they all roasted marshmallows at it. So it was a good time. It is cold this morning. The only reason I'm not up and moving, I would have been up and moving an hour ago. Well, there's 2 reasons. My headlamp went out. It went out at 4 in the morning this morning when I went to the privy. I thought about not going back to bed, but as soon as my headlamp went out, it settled it. I was going back to bed. And but now I laid around in bed for another hour because it is so chilly out here, and I just couldn't get going. So it's almost 7 or 6:30, and I'll be out of here in like 5 minutes. But just thought I'd give you a little. There's all my gear back there. I gotta stuff it in my sack and get moving. Here's what's left of the fire that I built last night. I stayed in there in the corners. Real good platform, nice and wide. Makes it just easy to manage your gear and stuff. The kids are all over there under that big, huge tarp, and it's funny. There's a bear box there, wide open, so it doesn't do much good if you don't close it up. And so I'm not sure who left it open. It's kind of funny. But I'm off on the trail, and I think it's gonna be a good day. We got an early start. I am about to get moving fast because I'm chilly. I need to be huffing and puffing to warm myself up. Adios, privy. One thing I was going to mention is that right now I can't hear traffic. But the thing that's different about Massachusetts than especially Maine and New Hampshire, and maybe a little bit Vermont, but especially Maine and New Hampshire, is that you hear traffic almost all the time. Like cars, trucks, the hum of tires on a highway are almost always just present. And I'm not complaining. I kind of like it, knowing that there's a road that's not too far away. And when you're up in Maine and New Hampshire, you never hear it. It's rare. Doing pretty good this morning. I guess I've been hiking for about an hour and a half, and it's going well. So I just ran into this guy on the trail. This is called Blueberry Hill, and you can see the sign Blueberry Hill by the AT. And I don't know if they're closed or open. He recommended that I come by, and this place is called the Cookie Lady, I think. And sometimes they give out muffins, and I think they take donations or something like that. But he told me to come by, so here I am. Oh man, I so lucked out today. There's this place. It's not even that far off the trail. They said it was a quarter mile. It's more like, it's not even 0.1. But so I ran into this guy on the trail. He was just out there hiking with his dogs, and he runs Blueberry Hill. They just bought it 6 months ago, him and his wife. And it's always been a hiker-friendly place, so they're carrying on the tradition. And they just gave me, so I ate like 3 chocolate chip cookies back there, and I brought 3 for the road. And they had this really good, what do they call it? Eucalyptus lemonade or something like that, or so, it was so good. And it had like extra vitamin C or something in there. I don't know. They try to make it for hikers just to give them some nutrients and stuff, and it was super good. and good for you. But thank you to them. Great place. Recommend it to every hiker who's going on the AT. Pull off, make a pit stop there. They're done for the season, but so are most of the hikers, so it works out well. Okay, this is kind of my first objective of the day, was to get to this shelter. It's kind of a nice one, red roof. Kind of neat. Yeah, it's nice. It's got the wide bunks for everybody. I love those where they're nice and wide, and I guess you could fit 2 people in there if you wanted, but it's great for 1 person. And then it's double decked, and it's got a little loft right there that you climb back into. And the picnic table is covered, so it's nice just to have a picnic table, but when it's covered, it's even better. So I'm gonna park it here. I'm about 8.8 in, I think, and I need a little rest, and I gotta figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my day. Oh, hey. Good. Okay, I'm still at this little shelter. It's a real nice one. And I plan on this being a big day, but I'm slowing down for 2 reasons. One, I'm hiking through swamps. I mean, it is like, I still think Massachusetts does a good job with their trails, but there are some sections in here that is just absolute swamp. And so that's slowing me way down. And the other is that I have another quad issue. So this time my left leg, the outside muscle on my left leg is acting up on me today. It started last night, and I thought resting last night would, you know, I'd be all right, but it's definitely, I can tell it's tired. So I plan on this being a big day, but I think I'm gonna, there's this lodge that I think I can get into. It's right on the trail. It looks really convenient. I can be there in 2.5 hours. It'll still be a 15-mile day for me, but I'll get in early and get some rest. Hopefully there's some ice there, and I can slap some ice on it and start recuperating and still be productive today and tomorrow. But I'll check in and probably when I get to that place, or maybe midway along this. I got about 2.5, 3 hours to hike probably to get there. Trail has gotten a lot nicer, so I complain about it being a swamp. This really nice section again, and I'm definitely enjoying myself a little more now. I was getting pretty worn out earlier because it wasn't just a slog, it was just complete swamp. Like, just feet are wet and get muddy every once in a while, and you know, your feet are sloshing around in there. Very uncomfortable. Eventually something starts rubbing the wrong way and end up with a blister or something, some kind of discomfort. But this, I mean, not only is it pretty because of the brook and everything, but the trail's just a lot better. It's so much easier to walk and make ground, keep yourself moving. Okay, I'm about a mile from, I think it's US Route 20, which is also runs, I think, right in front of the motel that I'm staying at tonight. I got a good rate on it, and it's like, I think 0.1 or 0.2 off the AT, so that's one thing that makes it really nice. And I think we'll see what happens tomorrow, how much I sleep in or rest up, but if I do want to get an early start, it makes it super convenient for getting an early start. A lot of times when you stay in the hostels or the motels, you got to wait till like 8 or 8:30 to get rolling, and that's always a little frustrating to me because I am kind of a early riser. Anyways, I'm excited to get into this place and rest and get, you know, the attention to the muscles and joints that need it. But here, I'm gonna flip you around here. But I'm also a little disappointed in myself because it's 2:30 and I've made good ground today. I'll finish up at about 16 miles, but you know, I don't like turning in at 2:30 or 3, especially on a day that's this nice. and I could get into the 20s easy, but my left leg is definitely sore on the downhills like right now. My right leg's pretty much 100%. My arch hurts a little bit, but I think that's because it's compensating for my left leg. But man, my left leg does fine on the uphills, pretty much fine on level ground, but downhill, it definitely feels sketchy. So I think I should rest it up. Hopefully it feels a lot better in the morning, and hopefully I have a productive day tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, so that's kind of a wild card right now. That's another reason why it kind of hurts to not take advantage of daylight for the next 4 hours. And so I'll catch up on all of that is the other good reason to stop in here and allow me to relax. I think my wife is down at my parents', so I want to call them. That's another reason I need to get into a place where I can just sit comfortably and talk to them and enjoy a few moments. So all that's going to happen at this place in about less than 30 minutes.